I'd see him sitting on that couch all day long, just staring at that Hollywood hogwash.
Our favorite show was Hollywood Hogwash.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Hollywood Hogwash. I'm Andrew Pisano, along with my brother Joe Pisano and Aaron Rosa. Welcome back. We're back.
Yes,
We're back.
this week on Jets Talk, a huge win
boy. You're just gonna
over
miss.
the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, no.
5-0. Didn't matter. Even with Zach Wilson, we're going to have 4 turnovers. It was amazing. Let's dive in. Aaron.
You're just gonna make all of our Philly fans hate us by doing this.
Oh, please.
Even though we both are wearing Jet shirts.
I just wanted to explain that. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. It was a big win.
Your Philly, look, our Mets are out. Your Phillies are still in it. Eagles are still probably a better team than the Jets. Let's not get angry.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Uh-huh.
You'll be playing in a championship game. We won't be.
Right.
It's fine.
I'm just gonna have to upload these 5-minute Joe rants just to be like, hey, it's on the show. Yeah, I'm definitely not starting over. But no, welcome to the podcast.
Yes.
It's October.
Yes.
So what do you do in October? You review horror films. You watch horror films. Horror might be my thing personally.
Or my thing. I used to be a huge horror fan, and I just
never
kind
was.
of got out of it.
Right. There's a few that I really love, and
Yeah.
one of them is Saw.
Sure.
Who doesn't?
I've
It's
watched
just great.
every Saw movie. I have not seen the new one. I know you're about to ask me that.
Do you remember the first time you saw in theaters?
Saw.
I did not see it in theaters, actually. I saw it
Really?
when it came out on DVD.
Really?
But yeah.
'Cause
But I
you were
remember when I
working-
watched it at home.
That's surprising, because I think you were working at the theater at that time, weren't you?
I was, but again, I'm not a huge horror fan.
Yeah, and
Okay,
luckily, internet
fair.
spoilers weren't a huge thing yet in this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
So you didn't get things ruined, the plot twist, everything that's so great about this film.
Well, I did see this in theaters, and holy shit.
Yeah.
What a great twist in this one.
Was it scary in the theater?
It
Because I
wasn't-
feel like this is less scary and more just an awesome film.
This
Yeah.
is not a scary movie. This is just a thriller.
Yeah.
This is
It's a
great-
thriller,
it's a great thriller.
and this movie was so cheap. Later, when they got a budget, there was a lot of gore.
Right.
But really not a lot of gore in this movie. A lot of it's off camera,
Yeah.
you know, and look, this movie is one of the most profitable horror movies ever. This movie cost $1 million and made over $100 million
That's
in the
great.
box office.
This is maybe an unpopular opinion, but I think this should have been a one-off movie.
But it's
What made this movie special? Look, it's
it's horror.
It's
horror.
It's horror.
There
but
probably should have been one Friday the 13th and one Nightmare on Elm Street, but it's horror. I mean, this is what horror does. This is what horror fans want. They want 20 of these movies.
Yes.
But what this is, though, this is the Jurassic Park problem. What
Yeah.
were the good Jurassic Park movies?
First one.
It was Jurassic Park, and then a lot of people would argue Jurassic World. And why were those the two good ones? Because they were just in the park, they were
Yeah.
contained, and that's what this was. It was a claustrophobic, contained
I like that.
movie with some flashbacks and other scenes. And then they went off the rails with these other movies.
Well, okay. All right. Listen, I've seen all the Saw movies. I have not seen Saw 10 yet, but I'm planning on it because the reviews actually came in and they're pretty good. My personal opinion, I love Saw 1. I love Saw 2. That's where I would argue with they should have at least made 2.
Right.
Because 2 has 3 twists and they're fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And I won't get into it right now, but
Maybe next week.
I love that movie. I saw 3, 4, I saw all of them.
Why would you keep watching when they were bad?
Because I don't know, I just had to. I was obsessed. And I even saw the Chris Rock Spiral one, but that was the worst one. It was so simplistic. I knew who the killer was immediately. As soon as we first introduced the character, I was like, oh, that's the killer. Yeah, obviously. It was terrible.
Yeah.
But no, I've been seeing that there's good reviews for Saw 10, so I think I'm going to see it. I've seen all the others.
And it's a prequel, you said, right?
No, yeah, sure. It takes place in between the first and second movie. Because obviously they had to bring Tobin Bell back. His character died in the third one.
Right.
So you had
And they made 6 more.
they made a few more. They had other apprentices and they had flashbacks so that Tobin Bell could be in the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is great. It's such a this is the perfect example of, hey, we don't have a big budget. Let's just make our own movie.
Yeah.
And see how, and it worked out great.
Right.
So we're going to dive into that. But first, we have to thank some new patrons. So thank you to Levi, Matt Rasp, Cedric LaRouche, and Sam the Man Garcia.
Sam the Man.
Yes.
4 brand new patrons. I know some of you from the What's Wrong with Wrestling Patreon as well. So thank you for doubling down. You could join in at patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. We're currently reviewing season 2 of Loki on the Patreon. We watched episode 1. So far, so good. We'll see how the rest of this season plays out, but very enjoyable
Yeah.
thus far. So sign up at patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. All right. Before we get to Saw, let's talk about the news and rumors, a.k.a. the Hollywood Hogwash. I'm very excited to talk about this story because I saw this like a week or two ago. And when we were watching Saw, I asked Joe and Aaron, I was like, did you guys hear about this story about blah, blah, blah? And they were like, no. And I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to talk about this.
Yeah, you were hinting about
here
this. I'm really curious what this is.
Go.
So you guys remember Amber Heard?
I've heard of her.
You remember when she shit on Johnny Depp's bed?
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes.
So
And then her dog.
Variety
Got stuck by a bee.
she stepped on a bee.
Or stepped on-
on a bee.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Variety uncovered new court documents obtained. They obtained these court documents that were from this trial that I guess never came out
That the whole
in
thing
the
was on
court.
TV, no?
Yeah, but this was not discussed
Yeah.
in the trial. Amber Heard claimed that Jason Momoa
Yeah.
showed up to the set of Aquaman 2.
Yeah.
He showed up late, drunk, and cosplaying as Johnny Depp.
Is that real?
Hold on.
So there's
She
no...
said that the Aquaman did this, that Jason Momoa
Jason Momoa showed up to the set of Aquaman 2
late.
late, drunk,
Sure.
and cosplaying as Johnny Depp.
How do you do that?
Please, God, let that
I don't
be true.
know, but I hope it's true, and I want to see the footage. Now, I think there's probably no chance it's true. She's crazy.
But if that was true, holy shit, I love this man.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Like, was he doing it just to fuck with her,
Yes,
basically?
that's
Oh.
what she's claiming. Because again, she was gonna be a big part of this movie until people found out it's not Johnny Depp. That's the crazy one. It's her.
Yeah.
So she's reportedly barely in Aquaman 2.
Right.
She's claiming they cut all of her scenes.
Sure.
She's trying.
Sure.
And of course, right, exactly.
Yes.
Of course, DC Studios denies all claims, saying Momoa conducted himself in a professional manner at all times. Yeah. Also, Variety is reporting this. They're not even saying, this is court. Variety reports that Heard's former boyfriend, Elon Musk,
Oh, God, that's right.
sent a scorched earth letter to Warner Brothers threatening to burn the house down if she was cut from the sequel.
I did hear about that.
What?
Why would he care at this
Why would he
point?
care?
Yeah.
Because you know why?
Because she's afraid she'll do it to him?
Maybe. That's not bad.
But he's so rich he could have her killed and
No.
wiped from the planet.
No, I don't want to say mine because that's better.
Elon Musk is so powerful that he could get the Men in Black thing and make us all forget she existed.
You ever break up with a girl and really hurt her? I'm sure we've all done that at least once.
I think
Anyway,
we know that this is true.
Anyway, it's when she calls you and asks for a favor and it's your way to get closure. I'm sorry for breaking up with you in that horrible way. Yeah, I'll make a call to Warner Brothers or send an email. I'm Elon Musk.
But he dated her so long ago.
And he's probably
Weird.
like, hey, this is Elon. Hey, president of Warner Brothers. I'm going to send an email. Look, I just have to do it. Okay? Just don't worry about it. Make
It's
it
just
public.
for her,
Just for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. I've had a psycho ex-girlfriend.
And she calls for a favor and you're like, okay, yeah, fine.
God. Yeah. God, I hope this is true. And I hope we can see this.
All of this sounds amazing. I don't know how we would see it. Though.
love. How you doing? Like, he's even
That's him as
Jack
Captain Jack.
Like, imagine he dressed up as Jack Sparrow. And
I
he's
know,
like,
love,
"Where's the rum gone? Did you poo in my drink?"
Are you ready to do our kissing scene?
Yeah.
Love.
This would be
Wait, let me first drink more rum.
would be a great drunk history episode if they just did Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
I know.
Exactly.
We need to do a drunk review of something
Yeah.
great and horrible.
Right. Also, a new report from Variety says that none of the Justice League stars will reprise their roles in James Gunn's DCU, which is interesting because before he said that, you know, like Gal Gadot is not being kicked out. But
Well, no, she's super
also
hot.
her movie was canceled.
Yeah.
But this is saying none of them are going to be reprising their roles, which makes more sense if you're going to reboot
This is
everything.
the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
How can you do a reboot but still bring
You
back
need a complete
Gal
reboot.
Gadot and
Yeah, you
Momoa?
do.
Like you can't.
Yeah.
There are rumors that Jason Momoa may return not to play Aquaman, but to play Lobo, who is a parody of Wolverine.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That could be interesting.
Yeah.
Like, look, I like Momoa. He's enjoyable.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
from Fast X? You kidding me?
Just from Fast X.
Yes.
was
If
amazing.
anything, he's
Lobo would be a great role for him.
he even looks like him.
Lobo
Yeah.
is such like an enjoyable like asshole,
Yeah.
just wisecracking. He would be great.
I think so,
As
too.
Lobo.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Also, James Gunn has confirmed that Peacemaker Season 2 will be part of the new DCU.
Yes.
So that's good news.
But season 1 is not.
Well, Season 1 is just like, I mean, Season 1 had stuff from the old DCU.
I guess. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But more importantly, who's coming back? This guy.
Yes,
For
Aaron
Peacemaker
is
season
returning
2.
for Season
That's
2.
right.
He is.
A couple of our fans have said that he looks like Vigilante, the actor that plays Vigilante.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And I took that as the biggest compliment ever.
And he's
I
coming.
love
and
that
Vigilante
character.
will be in it.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Oh,
Now,
great.
we have to wait a while because James Gunn has to make Superman first. So Peacemaker is going to be a couple years away.
It's like
God.
25, right?
I think at the early.
At the
Superman
earliest.
is 25, I think.
Oh,
So Peacemaker's
shit.
26.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be a while.
Yes.
But I think Peacemaker's going to be in what's her name? The Suicide Squad leader or the one that runs them. Like she's getting her own show. I
Oh,
think.
yeah.
Oh, Waller?
Yeah.
Waller, yeah.
Yeah. I saw something recently that Gunn was writing season 2, like currently.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
there's progress at least.
Right, yeah. Speaking of things that need to be written, Marvel has fired the head writers and directors of the upcoming Daredevil series and are starting from scratch.
Oh boy.
Oh, but they never shot anything yet.
Oh, they did.
They shot a lot.
The 18-episode series paused production in June due to the writer's strike, which gave Kevin Feige time to review the footage and decided that the show wasn't working. You know, it's a shame he didn't watch the She-Hulk footage.
It's a
and
shame
decide
he didn't watch
that the
Secret Invasion
that
footage.
the series wasn't working.
Yeah.
Shit.
One report said Charlie Cox didn't don the Daredevil costume until the 4th episode,
And again, this is not a
which
reboot.
is
or
weird
anything.
because we've already seen him in the fucking Daredevil costume, so there's no need to hold off on
Oh,
that.
are these the same writers as She-Hulk? Maybe it was all lawyer stuff.
But
Maybe
even
it was
more,
all lawyer stuff.
even more concerning, like the thing I read was that it was more like a legal procedural. And it's like, who wants to see
Yeah.
Matt Murdock in Law
That's-
and Order in the,
Right.
like
I'm
And
okay.
that's why he
That's
is
not-
Daredevil, because he can't get it done in the courtroom.
it's like this isn't Law and Order. This is fucking
Yeah, but I'm okay
Daredevil.
with some court scenes. The series had that.
Yeah.
And I was cool with it. Like
Right.
the way they did it. But yeah, I guess.
Sorry, Kingpin's free. And he's like, well, here I go.
So I guess this is a good thing. Like we should have some optimism that
I think it's a good thing.
they recognized
if
it
Kevin
was
Feige
shit,
was like, God, this sucks.
it's like, no, let's fix this.
I mean, yeah, Marvel has been canceling show. I mean, we heard about Echo, like he's either getting canceled or it's not being released and they shot everything already.
I think I saw D'Onofrio post on social media
Yes.
like, look, this is a good thing. That
Yeah.
this means we're writing something good and we're
Yeah.
making something better.
They've also like Vision was gonna get a show, and they apparently are canceling that.
Oh,
So, like,
Vision Quest? No,
Yeah.
that sucks. I was looking forward to that.
yeah.
I like Vision.
Okay, I couldn't tell if you were being sarcastic.
No, he's a
But
cool
could he
character.
lead? Could he be like the lead character?
I don't know.
He probably shouldn't lead a show, but I like his character.
Are we ever going to go back to like? I thought the witch is getting her own show.
Yes.
the bad witch in
Agatha, right?
yes.
But I think they've learned that like people are like there's too much, so I think they're gonna delay. Like put it
Yeah.
out later or something.
Way too many shows.
But are we ever going to go back to the Vision that was created out of that series?
Well, that's what Vision Quest was gonna be.
I think that's what it was. Yeah, it was supposed to be about.
But if we cancel that, are we ever going to find out what happened to Vision or if he's back? Or
But, I mean,
did Scarlet
arguably-
Witch bring him back
Who
to
knows?
life?
But like where that WandaVision show left off, you could kind of make the argument he was Vision at the end of that.
Well,
like
yeah.
they combined. He got his
Yeah.
memories back. Like
Right.
he
Yeah.
was Vision.
Right.
At the end of that.
She's so powerful she could bring people back to life now.
Right.
Well, I guess if you're part robot, sure helps.
Yeah. Also, Deadline reports Marvel Studios have begun early development on an X-Men movie.
Oh boy.
This is what people want. People want X-Men.
Yeah.
I know, but like, just sprinkle them into Marvel movies. You don't reboot it for a
Well-
third time when the last one was great. And I get it. The last movie wasn't so, well. The last two movies weren't so great, but like, it was a great. The characters in it were great. It's hard to recast.
I still liked Apocalypse a lot.
They made-
I hated Dark Phoenix,
They
but
made 3 good ones and 1 shitty one.
Yeah.
and that wasn't even really. It was a soft reboot because in the second one you still had brought back all the characters from the original.
Yeah.
This, reportedly is going to be a full reboot with all new characters. Hugh Jackman's only hanging around for maybe one more movie. There's rumors he's going to be in Secret War. There's rumors that Tobey Maguire's going to be in it. It's like, enjoy this because this is the last time you're ever going to see these guys again.
Here's the thing though.
I just hate another reboot when these guys were great.
My gut.
Michael Fassbender. Ugh.
My gut says they should have, as successful as the First Class franchise was, they should have waited a bit longer. But they didn't wait too long with the Tom Holland Spider-Man, and that was amazing.
Right.
So who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. Hopefully they're they're rebounding. Loki looks good so far.
Sure.
The Marvels does not.
No.
But yeah. Also, this was interesting. Matthew Vaughn, who directed First Class, he directed the first Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
He directed the Kingsman movies. 2 out of 3 of those were good. He was at the New York Comic-Con, which was this past weekend, and he revealed that executives had an alternate. I guess he was originally going to direct X-Men Last Stand,
Right.
or something, but he reveals that executives had an alternate script for X-Men Last Stand written to trick Halle Berry into saying yes for the film.
I heard about this.
He said, I opened the first page and it said, Africa, storm, kids dying of no water. She creates a thunderstorm and saves all these children. I went, what is this? They said, oh, it's Halle Berry's script. I went, okay, because she hasn't signed up yet, but this is what she wants it to be. And once she signs up, we'll throw it in the bin. I was like, wow,
hilarious.
you're going to do that to an Oscar-winning actress who plays Storm? I'm out of here. So I quit at that point.
Wow.
That is kind of shitty though.
It's fucking, yeah, you get to save all these African kids and, no. Oh, you signing on? Okay, fuck you.
If that's fake, that's a very easily believable fake story.
One of the best, I believe him.
Like that just sounds like Hollywood.
Think about Halle Berry in those movies. Is there a more worthless character in those X-Men films? And you why did you get Halle Berry to do nothing with Storm?
Right.
Storm does nothing in every movie she's in. Like they wasted Storm, and Storm is like a top
Extremely-
5 X-Men.
extremely powerful.
In the comics, she is a top 5 X-Men. She's one of the original ones, and they just wasted her in every movie. You could argue the best version of Storm was in Apocalypse when it wasn't even Halle Berry.
Right.
That's when they actually, she had the most interesting character when it was Teenage Storm.
Yeah.
She was also very cool at the beginning of Days of Future Past, where she's when the
Yeah.
all of the ships were coming out, all of the Sentinels and everything,
Right.
and she's just knocking them down.
But her character is nothing in that movie.
Nothing. No.
She doesn't even have a soul.
No, she dies in the first
Doesn't
5
even
minutes.
have a heartbeat.
Right.
Yeah.
And also the worst line in the X-Men franchise.
Oh my God.
Do you know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning?
Neither do I.
The same thing that happens to everything else. Ugh. This is terrible. Also, Matthew Vaughn says that he's working on a Kick-Ass reboot. So that's interesting.
Do we need a reboot of that?
Stop
though?
rebooting things. New ideas? Huh? Anyone?
Go find another graphic novel.
The first movie was amazing.
How about an
Amazing.
Invincible movie?
Yes.
And then he dropped,
J.
he did
Jonah
not
Jameson?
do Kick-Ass 2, and Kick-Ass 2 was dog shit.
Think of how many graphic
disagree.
novels are out there.
I think it
There's-
was dog shit.
There's got to be one that
The
would
final
make
fight was so much fun.
It was dog shit.
a better movie than a reboot.
Hit Girl was like this badass killer, and then in the second movie, she's like, when am I gonna get my first kiss?
That's reality, bro.
No, it's
When
not.
she's finally 15,
That's fucking
16.
terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's not the character. That's like Batman. Oh, I'm just gonna murder everyone now. Oh, okay. Good job, Batman.
Yeah.
Thanks, Batflick. Also, speaking of Invincible, the season 2 trailer premiered during the New York Comic Con 2023 panel. We watched it before the podcast.
Yes.
Looks very interesting.
Does.
Yeah.
You know, we know Omni-Man's coming back, but his son, what's his name? Mark, right?
I think so. Yeah.
You know, Invincible.
Yeah.
He's like starting to worry if he's going to become his father.
Right.
And, you know,
Because he gets angry.
There's shapeshifters involved and everything. And
Yeah.
Seth Rogen's like, and he's in it. And
Right.
yeah, looking forward to it. November 3rd, as soon as Loki ends.
No
Looks very
Omni-Man in the trailer.
Right.
That's intentional. They're gonna save him.
there was a teaser trailer like a month or two ago, and he was teased in the teaser trailer. Like, I think you just hear his voice.
Right.
Something like, you still haven't learned, you piece of shit. Or something.
Spider-Man, the menace. No,
Exactly. Also, negotiations in the actors' strike have halted as Hollywood studios walked away from the bargaining table after the actors' latest offer.
Jesus Christ, just fix this shit. God
Yeah,
damn.
it's it might be the longest actor strike ever. It's been a while.
Like they made a whole thing a couple weeks ago. It's finally over. The strike's over. We're back at the table.
yeah.
And now,
There's reports that Netflix is planning a price hike once the actor strike ends,
sure.
which is interesting. But yeah, how long can this go on for? My God.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Netflix also announced plans to open a line of retail shops called Netflix House.
What?
Yeah, yeah. You both said what at the
What?
same time.
Huh?
Explain.
They say fans will be able to immerse themselves in the worlds of Stranger Things, Squid Game, and more of their original movies and TV shows. So probably just like merch.
So it's just a merch shop?
Yeah.
But couldn't you just do it on their like
Yeah, you could sell
go to
that shit online.
Netflix.com and sell that shit?
Sell it
Yeah, but,
online.
like,
What do you
I
need a
could see,
brick
like,
and mortar for?
The 2 Universal City Walks, like throwing it there. Like you're
That's
there
true.
to honor movies. You'll buy anything, right?
That's
Stuff
true.
Like, that. Like
Yeah.
Planet Hollywood doesn't work anymore outside of like Disney.
Yeah.
Like theme parks.
Universal. Yeah, right.
As a theme park
plus, I
thing,
mean,
I
that's a
could see
shitty
it.
restaurant.
Sure.
Yeah. It's interesting. Also, according to reports, Best Buy will soon cease the sales of DVDs and Blu-rays.
Of course.
If you've been in a Best Buy recently, it looks like an Apple store.
Right.
Yeah, it's all to sell you computers and cell phones.
Right.
It's TVs, phones, and washing machines.
It's funny because like now when you like they're the ones that usually have the exclusive steelbooks. And I got a steelbook for Across the Spider-Verse, but it was not available in Best Buy stores. You just had to pre-order, you just had to buy it on bestbuy.com and they ship it to you.
Right.
You know, I went into Best Buy a couple months ago. It's the first time in a while, and they were like, "Can I help you?" I was like, "Yeah, I just want to see like what what Blu-rays you guys have out." Because they used to like once in a while they would release steelbooks of classic movies that like a year or two ago I bought Reservoir Dogs like came out with a steelbook and it was at
Sweet.
Best Buy and I bought it and it's awesome and they were like, "Oh no, we don't do that anymore." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And he's like, "Well, if you think of the movie, we can check in the back and see if we have it." And I was like, "No."
Jesus. How old are we? It's like, oh, you want to walk in a store and buy a thing?
Right.
Fucking dinosaur. Jesus.
Well, Best Buy's gonna die someday.
Right.
If they don't, I mean, Amazon's just gonna be everything.
Right. Also, at 90 years old, Michael Caine has finally officially retired
I don't believe it.
from acting.
Surprised he's alive.
In an interview with BBC Radio, Caine said, "The only parts I'm likely to get now are old men." And I thought, well, I might as well leave this. I've gotten wonderful reviews. What have I got to do to beat this? You don't have leading men at 90. You're going to have young, handsome boys and girls. And
Handsome girls.
when asked if there's a chance he could return if Christopher Nolan calls, Michael Caine said, "Never say never." No, that was a joke. He did not say that.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
I was going to say, so Michael Caine, when are you going to actually come back?
Yeah, never. But that's all I got. So if you guys have anything else, go for it.
What about our little celebrity death today?
Suzanne Summers?
Yeah.
Sure.
Famous,
R.I.P.
very famous in the 70s.
A couple other
for
people died
Three's-
too, actually.
Three's Company was really like the first like true like sex symbol of like TV sitcoms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, she was super sexy. I think her first role was American Graffiti,
Okay.
where she was like on like a sports car and like you saw her legs. Then of course she became huge in the 80s with her Thigh Master. And she'd just be on
Yeah.
TV and like squeezing her thighs. She's like, "You want to buy this?" And everyone's like, "Yeah,
and then Home Shopping Network.
yeah,
That's where I know her most from.
right."
You know what's crazy is I think like I was just at the right age that I think the first time I saw her was in that Stay Tuned movie with John Ritter, where she was like making an appearance. It was like they're jumping through TV and she was playing her Three's Company character.
Yeah.
Right.
I think I saw that before Three's Company.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Anything else?
So I had a few things.
Okay.
So a couple of weeks ago, Netflix mailed out its last DVD.
Right.
Do you guys have any guesses what it was?
Wait, what did?
Netflix mailed out its last physical DVD.
Wait, they still did that?
Yeah.
They
Shut
did.
up.
Yes.
Where, like in Alaska or somewhere?
I guess.
They finally stopped doing it.
Any guess what the last DVD was mailed out by Netflix?
Is there any way for us to actually get this?
Probably not.
Is it like an old movie?
No.
It's like
It's-
when did it come out?
In the last 20 years.
All right.
Top Gun 1.
Nope.
The Dark Knight.
Nope. The Coen Brothers remake of True Grit with Jeff
Oh.
Bridges.
Oh, Haley Steinfeld is the little
Yes,
girl in that
That's
movie.
right. Yes, that's right.
You're not LaBeef. Yeah,
That's-
that was a good movie.
That's
Yeah.
right. Also, this is kind of relevant because we have another podcast in our network here. Did you guys see the Iron Claw trailer?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do
Can't
we
wait.
think?
Can't
Looks
wait.
really good.
It does.
Yeah.
Zac Efron's awesome.
He looks like a giant freak.
I know.
It's I've
Yeah.
Like
ripped.
even like just the shot of him running the ropes and it's
Yes.
like yeah,
He looks ripped
It's
as
gonna be
shit.
great.
He
It's
looks
crazy because like
shredded.
you know, I think you saw it too. The Dark Side of the Ring episode about the Von Erichs.
Yes.
Did you watch it, Joe? The Von Erichs episode.
No, I don't think so. Mm-mm.
I mean, it's just so fucking tragic.
It's
This movie's gonna be
awful.
like the worst movie ever.
I
Like
know.
it's gonna be so good but so sad.
it's gonna
Right.
be like we're never gonna want to watch it again.
Yeah.
But it's probably gonna be amazing.
right.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, The Wrestler was kind of sad, but it was a great movie.
Sure. Also, last little thing I had. This was just kind of a funny thing I saw. So the Daryl Dixon show.
Oh god.
There's going to be a season 2.
Wait, there was a season 1?
Yeah, it's already out.
It's like on right now.
Daryl.
It's been
The Walking
going
Dead presents
recently.
Daryl Dixon, right?
So
Oh, okay.
Matthew said it's actually really good.
well,
Fuck off. You can't have 10 fucking shows and expect me to watch, especially because The Walking Dead was so fucking terrible when it ended.
Yeah.
so this is what
Let me guess, it's him walking in the woods every goddamn episode, and then he runs into some bad guys and he has to kill them.
Oh, you seen it?
Yeah.
probably
I
sounds
haven't
like
That's when like Walking Dead got so popular, like, hey, let's stretch this out and we'll just have them walking in the woods for like episodes 2 through 7.
Right.
And then episode 8 will be a really cool mid-season finale to hook you back in.
Right.
Then 7 more episodes of walking and then a great finale.
That's-
Fuck you.
You got it. You fucking got it.
Me and
That's-
Josh, like I didn't watch the last season, but then Josh and I watched the series finale of Walking Dead and it was fucking awful.
That's why a lot of us walked away from that show during the course of it.
Yeah.
But here's what I thought was
And
kind
the
of
Rick
funny.
trailer, I think, just came out too. Rick and Michonne, or they
Yeah,
announced it or
yeah,
something.
yeah, it did. So apparently, Carol is going to come back for season 2
Season
of this
2.
Daryl show.
That's
So-
right, because it was originally going to be Daryl and Carol.
Right.
Yes.
So here's what the name is going to be.
They gonna fuck yet or what?
So here's what the name is going to be for season 2. It's going to be The Walking Dead: Daryl Dixon The Book of Carol.
What?
I'm not shitting you.
God, that's so
I
bad.
am not shitting you.
The book.
I'm so glad I got out.
It-
The
yeah.
book of Carol.
I'm so glad I got out. Let me just say that. Because, like, Negan and Maggie intrigues me of them being in New York together, but, like, the quality of these fucking shows have just fallen off a
well,
cliff.
that
So
got bad reviews.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
I'm sure Andrew remembers this. Joe, I think it was season 5, maybe. There was a season premiere, and I think it was during football season. So I came over here one night, and it was like Sunday Night Football, and then I stayed and we watched the season premiere.
Yeah.
And it was the one where they all broke out of what was it? Terminus, I think.
Okay.
It was the one where they broke, and it was this awesome episode, and we were so fucking hyped.
Right.
We were like, that was so awesome.
Yeah.
And it just never got that good again.
No.
Never.
No. The first 2 seasons were the best.
Yes.
Season 3 was still good with
Yeah.
the governor and everything.
Right.
And then it picked back up when Negan got there, but then it slowed the fuck down also. It was just too many people. Too many. There were way too many characters all of a sudden. I liked it when there were not that many people.
Too many episodes. I don't know why they had to do 16 episode seasons.
And also they were like, wait, everyone's going to watch this like no matter what because it's so popular. So let's cut the budget in half. And they'll still watch. And then, like, you know, if we want rain, we'll just CGI rain. And then, like, it's weird because there's rain on the camera, but the characters aren't wet. What the fuck? I remember being like, what is happening? This show costs way too much money for it to be this bad production-wise.
Yeah.
So, anyways. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. On to Saw.
Great name.
I want to play a game. The year is 2004. Great horror movie. So we open with Adam. This guy actually wrote the movie. He co-wrote it with James Wan, the director. This was the only Saw movie James Wan actually directed. He also directed my favorite Fast and Furious movie, Furious 7.
Oh.
He directed that
I
one.
wonder what made him only do that one. That's interesting.
Work of art.
Yeah. He also did the Aquaman films. So, you know, they're not all winners. Not all winners.
I enjoyed the first Aquaman. It was fine.
No.
No. He said no.
He
It was
said
funny
no.
because
It really wasn't
2004, MySpace was a big thing. And I was like friends with James Wan on MySpace, and I was like messaging him, "Hey man, I love your movie, it's so good." And he's like, "Oh, thanks." So that was like a big deal for me back then, was him messaging me back. So
It
yeah,
looks like he was the producer on a lot of the Saw movies, though.
right, yeah, just didn't direct.
Yeah.
So we open with Adam waking up in a bathtub, chained to a pole. They also show the key going in the drain, which obviously that's a big deal. Big deal later. And then we have Carrie. What's his name again? Carrie. How do you pronounce his last name?
Elwes.
Oh, yeah. Elwes.
Elwes. Carrie Elwes.
Love him.
Plays Adam's cellmate, Dr. Lawrence Gordon.
Yep.
Who's also chained to a pole. Also, one man is in the middle of the room, but he's presumed dead with a self-inflicted gunshot to the head. Adam plays a tape that Jigsaw left for him with the clue X marks the spot. Then they play Gordon's tape in which Jigsaw tells him that he must shoot Adam before the time runs out or his wife and daughter will die and he will be left in the room to rot. Perfect way to set up everything, all the stakes in the movie right out the gate.
Yep.
It's like, here's the problem. It's just two guys in a fucking room together, and it's perfect. Jigsaw also leaves a clue saying, follow your heart. And there's a heart on the toilet bowl. And Adam digs in the shit first before finding a bag in the top of the toilet. And he's like, oh, God damn it. Yeah. Inside the bag are two saws.
Hey.
Get it?
And they try to saw the chains, but no luck. And Gordon's like, no, he wants us to cut off our feet. It's not going to work on these chains. Gordon tells Adam that he heard about Jigsaw before because he was actually a suspect. And then we meet, I'm getting too old for this shit, Danny Glover,
There he is.
playing Detective David Tapp. And he finds some victim who died in Jigsaw traps. A couple of victims, actually.
Here's the wildest thing about this movie. It had been a long time since I've seen this. I forgot he was in this
Really?
fucking movie. He was the biggest star in this
Yeah.
movie. And I
Him or
forgot he
Cariel
was even in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The victims also have skin carved out of their bodies in the shape of jigsaw pieces. While we were watching this, we're making Lethal Weapon jokes, and we realized the only way to improve on this movie
Oh my God.
is if this was Lethal Weapon 5
Yes.
Yes.
with Murtaugh
Right.
and Riggs. Oh shit, Jigsaw! I gotta call Riggs. And then at the end, Riggs is the one chained in the room, like, you fucking bitch!
Yeah.
You should smile and blow me!
And how does Riggs get out of it?
Yeah. He breaks his
He
foot.
separates his shoulder.
He cut my balls
he
off.
doesn't
Or
separate-
chained by his arm.
Yeah. Separates his shoulder. Oh, he could do it every time.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
got to put it back into place.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have a flashback showing Gordon telling his med students about a sick patient named John. And then we meet Zepp, who's an orderly, who comes off super weird to throw the audience off. And they do such a great job at it. Because when you're watching this movie, you're like, oh, it's a shitty horror film. It's so obviously it's this guy.
That's the guy.
Yeah.
Gordon is questioned by Detective Tapp and his partner because his light pen was found at the murder scene.
You know what's interesting is watching this again, for about the first 15, 20 minutes, it seemed like they were maybe trying to fool you that Gordon was actually going to be, like, that was the red herring, that Gordon was actually the guy behind all of it.
Sure. But as soon as you meet Zepp, he's like, and like he's just looking weird.
Right.
He's like,
Yeah.
his name's John. He's actually very fascinating.
Right.
And then he like backs away. He's like, and they're like, thanks, Zepp. Yeah, Zepp's a fucking weirdo. Anyways, so then Gordon tells his lawyer that he has an alibi, but his alibi was he was in a hotel room with another woman.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
The guy's like, look, you just got to bite the bullet and come clean on this. Then the police interview the only survivor of Jigsaw's traps, Amanda, who would, if you know the Saw movies. Amanda, we see, had a bear trap strapped to her face, and that's where we first see the Jigsaw clown talking to her on the TV.
You know, the first time I saw this actress, she was in this remake of The Blob in the 80s.
Yeah.
This, like, oddly gory,
Right.
like, super, super gory remake.
Yep.
That's what I know her from.
Yeah. And she was
Shawnee,
also in
Shawnee Smith, I think.
you know, in Armageddon, where they're looking for all the guys after they scatter. And
No, it was before.
What?
Before they scatter. It was when they first get them.
no, they when they get off the rig, they scatter. If they say that in the movie, they go,
Oh,
when they
right,
get off
yeah,
the
yeah.
rig, they scatter.
Yeah.
So looking for them to build the team.
Yeah.
And Buscemi's in a bar in like New Orleans, and he's talking to this girl, and he tells her it's a fake ring. He's like, "You wanted a drink?" She's like, "Yeah." And then the police come in, and he goes, "How old are you?" That's her. That's Amanda in that bar.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, she's got like two lines.
yeah, I know.
So Jigsaw explains that when the timer goes off, the bear trap will rip her jaw off. And there's only one key to open the device, but it's in the stomach of her dead cellmate, or so Jigsaw says. However, the guy isn't dead. He just couldn't move because of a drug Jigsaw gave him.
Yep.
So Amanda stabs the guy to death.
She did not hesitate.
No,
You might be
well,
like,
she didn't have much
"Oh,
time.
fuck, this guy's a lot." Ah, fuck it.
Live or die.
Yeah.
Make your choice.
Chose live.
She finds the key in the guy's fucking stomach and pulled off the bear trap right before it went off.
By the way, she got the easiest of all of the Saw movies. Every single one of the traps is you have to mutilate yourself to get
had to
out of
kill a
this and
guy.
survive. All she had to do was kill somebody else. Like,
Kill him
Like,
in his
that's
stomach.
easy?
Reach in his stomach and
Joe,
find a key.
would you rather cut your own eye out or stab another dude?
I get it. I get it.
Right.
But still,
Still, yes.
should I cut
That one
open
guy
a
was
live?
just like, go around the barbed wire? Come on.
Yeah, he just
That
was
wasn't
a big,
so bad.
He's a big dude.
He didn't have to murder anyone, but yeah, I guess he couldn't do
I
it.
don't think the barbed wire would cut me deep enough to have me bleed out.
Oh, barbed wire? Fuck yeah. If you get cut enough?
Yeah.
I guess.
So the Jigsaw clown wheels in his tricycle and tells Amanda,
Congratulations. You survived. Most people are so ungrateful to be alive, but not you. Not anymore.
Right.
and we realize that, Amanda was a drug addict.
Yeah.
Again, like Jigsaw always does this to people that are not necessarily good people, right?
Yeah. And then she's like, Daddy.
Basically.
Yeah.
Tap asks Amanda, are you grateful to be alive? And she says, he helped me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back in the bathroom, Adam realizes that Jigsaw's filming them. And then another flashback shows Gordon kissing his daughter goodnight. Gordon tosses Adam his wallet to show him his wife and kids, but Adam sees a photo of Gordon's wife and daughter tied up and gagged with a note on the back.
Well, you have to also mention that the daughter said that there's a man in my room.
Yes.
And they just put her back to bed and they're like, no, there's
No,
not.
stupid.
You're fine. They didn't look in her closet.
She keeps saying that.
Yeah. And it's just like, and then when he realizes later there was, he like wants to die. He's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Adam tosses Gordon his wallet back, but he keeps the photo, doesn't tell Gordon about it. And then we see Gordon's wife and daughter get kidnapped. And again, like, the movie's doing this clever way of not showing Zepp, but like showing enough of him to where when you're watching, you're like, oh, that's totally Zepp.
totally
Zepp.
Zepp.
It's the same body type.
Boom, figured it
that's
out.
his haircut. Like,
They
I
show
figured
you-
it out. I'm done. This movie's stupid.
They
you
show
know?
you enough of his face, yeah.
Right. So it's just like, as an audience member watching it for the first time, you don't, at that point, you're like, well, I don't have to figure anything out at this point. I already figured it out. It was
I'm just
too
going
easy.
to watch a thriller.
Because I've seen movies like this.
Watching this
Like
a second,
Spiral, one of the Saw spinoffs.
Watching this a second time, though, there were a couple scenes. I could have sworn one of the scenes where his wife and daughter were kidnapped and he was there, I thought it looked like Tobin Bell's face.
I don't think so. No, I never noticed that, but could be wrong. They could have done it as like some sort of funny thing, but I never noticed that. So meanwhile, Detective Tapp is convinced Dr. Gordon is Jigsaw. His obsession with watching the Jigsaw tapes gives him a lead to a building. So him and his partner go inside, and they find a man all tied up with these fucking drills that could go into his neck. However, they hear Jigsaw coming, so they cover everything up and hide. Jigsaw shows up. The cops point their guns at him, but Jigsaw activates the drill that will kill the guy. And they can't really figure out how to get him out of it. So Tapp's partner shoots the drills to save the guy. And Tapp is looking at all of Jigsaw's shit, and he's like, oh, you're sick. And then another clue where Jigsaw's like,
Yes, I am sick, officer. Sick of the disease eating away at me.
Yeah.
Sick of people not appreciating their lives.
sick of it all. And then he slices Tapp's throat and runs away. Tapp's partner chases after Jigsaw and shoots him in the back, or so he thinks. Then Tapp's partner walks towards him, but he walks over a trap and he gets his head blown off.
God.
And then we see Jigsaw
Rough.
get up.
Nasty.
He wasn't shot. He's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
He walks away and Tapp finds his dead partner. Back in the bathroom, Adam tells Gordon to turn the lights off, and they see a glow-in-the-dark X in the wall. Gordon breaks the spot in the wall, finds a cell phone, 2 cigarettes, and a note just for Gordon. There was a bullet in there too, right?
A
Yes.
bullet was in his pocket at the very beginning.
Oh, in the
When he
pocket.
first
right.
opens up.
Oh,
right.
that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
So the note says the cigarettes aren't poisonous, but the poison in the dead guy's blood is. There's enough poison in his blood, and it says you don't need a gun to kill Adam. Then we have a flashback showing Gordon getting kidnapped in the parking garage. And after Gordon confronts him, Adam reveals why he knew to turn off the lights, and he tosses Gordon the photo of his wife and daughter tied up with the note on the back. So, of course, Gordon freaks out, and he dips the cigarette in the dead man's blood and shuts the lights. And he whispers to Adam, like, hey, play along with me, okay, when we do this. Turns the lights back on, and he's like, hey, you still want that cigarette? And then they just do, like, just their characters aren't
Horrible
good
acting,
actors.
yeah.
He's like, yeah, man, I'll take it. And he tosses Adam the cigarette that he didn't dip in the blood. Adam smokes it and then does a horrible job pretending to die. And Gordon's like, see, I did it. Now let my family free. However, Adam gets electrocuted by the chain.
It's awesome.
on his ankle ruins their plan.
So
when you find out how later,
Yeah.
it's so awesome.
So here's a question. Was that, whatever that fake blood was on the floor, was that actually poisoned?
Ooh,
I think so.
Because it seemed like
yeah.
the goal was never really to get him to kill Adam at all.
Yeah, it was. No?
Because the bullet he had,
Yeah.
I mean, spoiler alert flashing forward, it was a blank.
No,
It wasn't a blank.
no. He shot him in the shoulder.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I thought it was a blank.
He just didn't shoot him anywhere. He just hit him in the shoulder. Later, you see Adam's bleeding from the shoulder.
And he even tells him you're okay. It was just a shoulder wound.
yeah.
Oh, I guess I missed that. Okay.
Yeah. Then we have a flashback showing Adam hearing a noise in his apartment, and it's all darkness. Joe made a joke that he didn't pay his light bill.
Like he has to use his camera to like look at things.
Yeah, like he said, it's just a cool way to do like a horror scene.
Sure.
And he sees the jigsaw doll laughing, and then he's kidnapped. Like the fucking pig head or whatever. Then Gordon gets a phone call from his wife and daughter, and she tells him, "Don't believe Adam's lies. He knows you." And Gordon demands the truth from Adam, and Adam reveals that he's been taking pictures of him because he gets paid to photograph rich guys cheating on their wives. So Gordon, we see a flashback of Gordon going to the hotel room, but he feels guilty and doesn't fuck his mistress or whatever. Was she like one of the students?
I think so.
They didn't like really say, right?
Probably. I don't remember her.
But
from
it seemed
the-
like she would. It seemed like he really wasn't like she was obsessed with him, and then she was like, "Come on!" Like he never ended up fucking her.
Was she one of the kids that he was teaching earlier in the film and we just didn't see?
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
That would be really interesting,
I hope so.
right?
But they would have done more like where she close up of her smiling at him, close up of him acknowledging it.
Yeah.
If it was her.
Yeah.
It's not really important, I guess.
It's
who
not
it
important
was.
at all, yeah.
But he doesn't go through with it. He's like, he didn't even. He was like, "Why'd you bring me here?" Like, okay, just stop.
Right.
He doesn't want to do it. But then the phone rings in the room, and he answers it, and he hears someone say, "I know what you're doing, Doctor." So he gets freaked out. Adam then reveals that it was Detective Tapp who paid him to follow Gordon.
So was that the detective that called the room?
I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. However, Gordon says that Tapp was discharged after the death of his partner. And then Adam notices another man in the photos that he took at Gordon's place. And he tosses him to Gordon. Gordon recognizes the man as Zepp. And then they show Zepp as the man watching them from the camera. And again, you're like, of course, I knew that.
Yep.
Too easy. Then Zepp calls Gordon and makes his wife tell him that he failed because time is up.
Let me ask you a question. Zepp is technically this innocent guy. We know kind of what happens. Not innocent, but he was part of the game.
Yes.
Why was he so creepy with the gun and the kids then? And like the daughter and like the wife. Like he was kind of moving the gun all around her. And like if I was told you're gonna die unless you do this, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, but he's a weird guy anyway. They established that.
He's a weird guy,
In that
but
first, before John never made him do anything. He was like, his name's John. He's really fascinating guy. I'm just gonna walk backwards out of this room right now. Okay?
Yeah, I guess.
And even
Right,
Gordon's like, God, what a fucking idiot.
Well, right, but he's not a sociopath. Like,
What if he is?
if he was really backed into that
Maybe he
position
is.
and it wasn't him, he would have been like, "Hey, look, I'm really sorry. I don't want to be doing this, but
But the Joker uses crazy people to do his shit. Maybe John did.
Yeah, you'd have to thank you for that reference because that makes more sense. But yes.
You know, using mentally ill people to get your shit done. Who knows?
sure."
Right.
Although, what was Zepp's crime? What did Zepp do? Like, why did?
I think it was a throwaway line and I forget what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even always
You fuck the corpses in the hospital. You told me this on my deathbed.
Maybe something like that.
you shouldn't go after dead strange.
The poison coursing through your veins is really just herpes. You shouldn't have fucked those prostitutes. Now I have the antidote. It's really just a topical cream, but you have to do what I say.
Yeah. So Gordon's wife gets the gun from Zepp, but she doesn't shoot him. She's too afraid or whatever.
Which, I mean, any mother
We're all
would have
screaming.
emptied that clip.
Shoot the guy.
Any
right.
mother would have
Well,
emptied that clip.
that's what
Holds
you
the
do
gun
in-
this
like,
close to
immediately.
somebody,
Just
yeah.
blah, 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 blah.
That's what you say in every horror film, right? Run, bitch, run. Shoot her. Don't go in that house.
Right.
Don't go to that graveyard. What are you doing? Why do you have to
Shoot
fuck
her.
Yeah. So Zepp and the wife fight over the gun. Tap was watching Zepp's place. He sees the gun flashes, so he shows up. He fights Zepp, but Zepp briefly knocks him out. Tap is like just always getting his ass kicked.
He's the worst.
Tap maybe because he's drinking. I don't know. He follows Zepp to a building. They have a little fight, but Zepp shoots Tap, and Tap dies.
Well, there's a very low budget chase scene
yeah.
where they're just showing like fog and
They
like,
just keep showing like zoom in of
Yeah.
them driving.
yeah. But again, the budget was very nil, so
Yeah.
couldn't have. a
So
real-
Tap's dead. Turns out he was too old for this shit.
he was. Yeah.
Marty Jannetty by himself can't cut it. Gotta have
Gordon-
Shawn Michaels.
They couldn't give us a fan service line where he's like, "I'm too old for this shit." It'd have been great.
Gordon gets electrocuted and he passes out for a minute. They probably asked him. He was like, "Get the fuck out of here."
I have a clause in my lethal weapon contract that says I can't.
Gordon gets a phone call, but it's too far to reach it now. And he actually doesn't know this is like the tragic moment.
Right.
But really, he had to do it or else he would have just died in that room. But
Yeah, true.
he gets the phone call. He doesn't know his wife and daughter are safe, so he finally is like, YOLO, and he cuts his foot off.
YOLO.
Yeah.
Cuts his foot off to get free of the chain. Gordon crawls to the dead man, grabs the gun, puts the bullet in it. Adam's freaking out. He shoots Adam in the shoulder. Adam passes out or whatever. Then Zepp walks in the bathroom, but tells Gordon, "You're too late." He's like, "Why?" "It's the rules."
Right.
However, Adam wakes up, again, only shot in the shoulder. He trips Zepp and beats him to death with the toilet cover,
Yeah.
which is a great shot. And there's blood splattering, but you don't actually see him bash his skull in. It's just a clever shot,
You know, it's funny when the low budget films can't do it. I think it's better.
It's true.
I think
Yeah.
it's better. I don't want to see someone's skull bashed in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said in like
agree.
this movie was NC-17, the first run, so they changed some things, including Amanda getting tangled up in intestines looking for the key. It's like I don't need to see that. Thank
And
you. for not showing
that was pig uterus.
that. Sure.
Thank you, Andrew.
That's what IMDb.
Thank you.
IMDb said that it was
IMDb.
pig uterus.
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 Okay. A live pig uterus.
But see, then when they got a bigger budget for the other Saw films, then it became a gore fest.
Right.
You're literally seeing people's heads ripped off.
Yeah.
So Gordon tells Adam, I have to get help or I'm going to bleed to death. Adam's begging for him to stay. But Gordon says, "Don't worry. I'll bring someone back. I promise." And Adam's like, "We're going to be okay." And Gordon says, "I wouldn't lie to you." Which is a big line because neither of them were being truthful.
Yeah.
Maybe that was their crimes. Like these guys are in denial.
Right.
So Gordon leaves. He crawls away. Adam then checks Zepp's pockets and finds another cassette player.
Hello, Mr. Hindle. Or as they call you at the hospital, Zap. You have a slow moving poison coursing through your veins.
I know. This is like what makes the whole movie. The music is amazing.
Holy
The,
shit.
the first time we hear this music.
Like I love this shit so much that when I made Eric Clones 2, I like had this Saw-like twist at the end and put the music to it.
Of course.
And everything.
Made it perfect.
I loved it. So the dead man wakes up, rips off the face mask, and he tells Adam the key to that chain is in the bathtub. They show the flashback of the key going in the drain. More flashback shows that Jigsaw was Gordon's patient who was dying of cancer and all the clues the movie left behind. IMDb even says that when they first have Gordon like talking about John, they show like apparently like there's like bear trap diagrams next to like his bed or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yikes.
That's fucking
awesome.
crazy. So Adam grabs Zepp's gun, but Jigsaw electrocutes him. And then as he's closing the door, game over. Darkness.
Damn.
And then you just hear Adam's like cries and screams.
Yeah.
And that's how it ends.
So here's my question. With all the subsequent movies that they made, they really kind of drove home that Tobin Bell, he wasn't a serial killer. He was, it was almost like he had a code. And it was like,
Right.
look, you are fucking up in life, and I want to give you a chance to appreciate life more. But in this movie, like he kidnaps a little girl
Yeah.
and like puts and has a
But he
gun
does it?
at a little girl's head.
But he doesn't. He has someone else do it.
Yeah.
But that's my point, though. Like, what did the
I
little
didn't- I
girl
didn't-
do? The little girl didn't deserve anything.
see what you're saying.
She's not guilty.
Yeah.
I didn't bring those charges.
And even Adam, like Adam didn't he didn't cheat on his wife or be shitty to somebody. He's just a photographer.
Right.
Like he didn't deserve to be in that room.
But you
and-
follow people while they have sex. That's just rude.
well, okay. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying it doesn't really fit with what they ended up turning him into.
Maybe there's a deleted scene where she's bullying the fuck out of one of her classmates.
Right. But yeah, like as horror films go, I think it's a 10 out of 10.
Oh gosh, it's hard to get better than this.
It's a perfect
As a movie,
horror
it's a 10
thriller.
out of 10.
Yeah.
I just
And
think
again,
it's
there's an
twist.
argument to be made that the second one's even better.
Yeah.
You have Donnie Wahlberg and you have Tobin Bell getting like all the FaceTime in the movie.
Right.
And they're just face to face because Jigsaw has his son and he doesn't know where his son is. And like there's like 3 twists in that movie that are all amazing.
Yeah.
I just wish I could go back and see this twist the first time
Yeah.
when Tobin Bell stands up from the room and you're like, what?
Yeah.
The dude that was in the fucking room the whole time?
Yeah.
Is the killer.
So
yeah.
good.
So awesome.
So good. Because you think it's going to be Zepp and it's like, that's so lazy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so predictable. It was so
Because
good.
that's most of these shitty movies.
Such a great twist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lionsgate picked up the distribution rights and originally planned for a straight to DVD release.
Sure.
Thank God they changed their minds.
Yeah.
$100 million.
Yeah.
We just made $100 million.
I thought this was interesting. Carrie Elwes filed a lawsuit against the producers
Yeah.
because they only received a nominal salary with back-end revenues. He claimed to have been promised. I mean, that's not how anything works in Hollywood. You have
Right.
to have it in writing or in life. He claimed to have been promised 1% of the profit, which would be considerable since the film earned over $100 million. The case was settled out of court, but due to the disagreements, he chose not to be involved in any of the sequels until Saw 3D.
I don't even remember what he did in. Oh no, maybe Saw.
This could be wrong. I don't know.
But what was Saw 3D? Was it Saw 3?
It was the 2010 one, so I don't know.
So maybe that was Saw 7. Hold on, I want to know which one Saw 3D was, or was it just?
Yeah.
No, so Saw 3D was not
7.
Saw 3. Yeah, so
Saw
it was
7.
7.
It was,
That's right.
Yeah.
Because
Did you watch it in 3D?
I don't think so. God, I hope not.
That's one of the things that annoyed me about all the sequels is how easy it was. Like everybody that survived his things, they all became his disciples.
Pretty much.
Like none of them
Right.
survived and were like, holy shit,
Well,
I'm
here's the
gonna go
thing.
find this guy and put a bullet in his head.
Yeah, look,
They
I
all
was
joined him.
obsessed with these movies, and again, most of them are shit, but the first 2 are gold.
Yeah.
And I would be on the IMDb message boards, RIP, and fans from the first movie, they're like, I bet Dr. Gordon's his apprentice, his apprentice, his apprentice, his apprentice. And in the 7th movie, they were just like, they want it. And so, like, I remember I was in college at the time, and I asked one of my fucking film professors, I was like, you know, like, I was like, this studio just, like, took what the fans said in the message boards, and they just did what the... And my teacher was like, well, when you're making torture porn, you do what they want. You give them what you want. And then it's like, well, yeah, it's just like wrestling, which is why, like, horror films and wrestling are very similar.
Right.
You just give the fans what they want. It's not complicated, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, it's just bad. Like, it's just so bad and dumb that he's, you know.
Is he limping at least?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And it's so obvious because, like, he's in the whole movie. It's not like this reveal at the end. Like, he's in the whole movie and he's
He
being.
is?
Yeah. It's like he's like the Zepp of that movie where it's too obvious that it's him and then it's him.
Oh.
Yikes.
You know, like, it's like, oh, you guys, it's just, you know, it's
So,
not the same
I'm glad
writer,
I
it's not
didn't
the
see
same
that
director.
now.
Okay, give me the bad guy in all of these films. So 1,
Jigsaw,
2,
Amanda and Jigsaw,
3,
Amanda and Jigsaw.
4.
Like Nathan Field, that Nathan guy, I don't know his name, but some shitty guy.
So he was a disciple.
Yeah.
5.
I think him again. I
6.
don't know. I don't remember. 7 was Gordon. And then Abe was like, I don't even fucking remember, honestly. I don't remember.
But was Gordon the only guy setting everything up?
No, there were a ton of apprentices.
Yeah.
In 7, it gets really complicated.
Well, then they have Jigsaw. So what's that one?
Just another one.
Like not one
Like
of
a
them
prequel.
survived and was like, I'm gonna
was
fucking
another
kill this
prequel?
guy. I'm gonna hunt this guy down and kill him. They're all like, hey.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah.
First 2 movies are great. I'll go see 10, and I'll let you guys know.
All right. Let me know when you go. I'll go with you.
All right.
Let me know.
I haven't been to the new theater yet.
Right. Yeah, it's basically the same.
I've seen the ads.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's gonna be a like eyes sucked out of your head trap or something.
Good. That'll be.
That's
Great.
sure.
All right, fan questions. Jerry Yang, at what point did you figure out Jigsaw was really the dead body, or did you have no idea till the reveal? I figured out when he stood up.
Yeah, no idea until the very end.
Well, yeah. Who
No
would know
clue.
that?
That's what made it
Who
a great
would?
twist.
Yeah.
Come on.
Who would know?
Bill Capri, Adam definitely had the best lines in the movie. Couldn't stop laughing about cover yourself in peanut butter and have a 15 hooker gangbang. That's right.
Yeah.
There, it wasn't a great line, but that's how it is. Carlos Ramirez, the fact that we don't have no Halloween movie or Friday the 13th in October this year makes me sick. That's right, yeah, because they finally finished the Halloween shit, and
Yeah, the new Jamie Lee Curtis one.
it was so bad.
Yeah, that's
Oh my God, it was so bad.
It'll be bad.
Oh, of course,
Yeah, it'll be bad.
But this was like a trilogy they did with Jamie
Yeah.
Lee Curtis.
like that trilogy's done. Now they're gonna
They were so terrible.
reboot
Is that
it
the one where like they
again.
beat him up in the street?
Yeah. But that was like the second one. He doesn't even die in that one.
Yeah, don't they get like a whole lynch mob and then he just
Yeah.
kills the whole lynch
You're
mob?
beating
He
him with
dies. He
bats.
dies in the lamest way possible in the final one.
Yeah.
PCJ, if each of you could play the role of Jigsaw, put one of the other guys on the podcast in a trap, what would be the trap? What's the reason that particular person is in it? By the way, not everyone can choose Josh. Damn it.
Damn
Okay,
it.
I got Josh.
Shit.
First round pick, Josh.
God damn it.
I would be like,
Josh Reese, you have to spell building or else you will die. Or else this bear trap will rip out your tongue and you won't be able to talk for the rest of your life. Andrew Pisano, you were locked in this room and have to watch 200 hours of this current version of NXT. If you can't find something good about it, you have to gouge your eyes out. What? No, I wasn't done yet. He killed himself.
I would put both of these two in a room and I would put on feet porn and whoever jizzed first has to kill the brother.
Jesus, that's rough.
That's wow.
Omar, fuck you, Best Buy. I can't believe the company that put Circuit City out of business is going to discontinue DVD sales both in store and online.
Yeah.
First, they ended carrying music CDs, which drastically cut my visits, but now this bullshit. How are we supposed to get our limited edition steelbooks now, Andrew? I have no reason to go into this store anymore. Go fuck yourself, Best Buy. Someone else will do it. Amazon will probably pick it up, or Walmart.
That's the way the world's going, though. I've been hearing about a
mart.
lot of stores are trying to drop like physical video games
Yeah.
for a lot of consoles. That's just where things are going, man.
I know there's not a large group of us, but it's still large enough to where it's profitable. Because, like, the John Wick 4 Steelbook, I forgot to buy it when it came out. That fucking thing sold out, and, like, made it difficult to fucking get that thing.
Yeah.
So Steelbooks still do well. There's still a niche amount of people that are into it, like me. Omar, you guys going to talk about Gen V and Continental, or maybe one of them for an episode? Maybe. We'll see.
Sure.
I'm more interested in Gen V. Eric said it's good, so probably check it out at some point. Cedric, that first one was amazing, but the others became torture porn for torture porn's sake.
Yeah.
What other series of film can you guys think of that has a great first one, but the rest is really meh?
Oh boy. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes, The Matrix.
Yes.
Matrix is one of the best movies ever.
Yes.
The sequels are not.
Matrix 1 and then stop there.
The Rizzler is such a great twist. That clown-faced doll on the tricycle messed me up for months after this movie. Wouldn't rather cut your ankle off using that rusted-out saw or jump in that tub of used needles? Oh, would you rather, he meant, cut your ankle off or jump in the tub of used needles in part 2? There's a scene where there's just like you have to jump in the used.
I mean the needles.
The needles.
That always bothered me with this movie, by the way, is what is this magic saw that like it can cut your foot off, but you can't cut through metal. It's like,
Well, you can't
but
cut
it's
through
a
metal.
hacksaw.
Metal
But it's
is
a hacksaw.
harder
That's-
than bone.
That's what hacksaws do. They cut through metal.
But it was rusted.
Right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Dylan just rewatched The Incredible Hulk 2008, and it was better than I remembered. Maybe you guys review it soon. Possibly. I love that movie.
Yeah.
I don't know why people don't like that movie.
I liked it. I did
I
like
know,
it.
but, like, it
I know
doesn't-
you like it. I liked
It's
it.
one of the lower rated MCU movies, and I don't understand why. It's a great solo movie. Ed Norton is a way better fucking Bruce Banner than Mark Ruffalo. Liv Tyler's great. And fucking Tim Roth is one of the best villains the MCU has had, period.
He becomes a monster,
Yes.
and you have a monster fight.
Yes.
Great villain, and you could almost make the argument that that's kind of the beginning of the MCU
It is.
because there was
really
Iron
is.
Man and it was awesome, and Nick
Right.
Fury shows up at the end. But
was
then
great.
when you watch this and the post credits is Robert Downey Jr. showing up, holy shit! Now
Right.
we're talking,
Dude, in 2008, in the summer, you had Iron Man in May. You had the Hulk in June.
Yep.
And then you had the Dark Knight in July.
Oh my God!
What a year!
What a year!
How did we
Amazing.
have any sperm in our balls left? Holy
I mean,
shit.
look, again, I'm a Hulk fan, and I love that movie. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
It was. It was
sure.
really, really good.
I'd be down to
Every
review
scene-
it.
Just watching Roth's transformation.
Yes.
Oh
And they
my
play
God.
it. They play it perfectly because it's 3 Hulk scenes. There's 3 scenes where he turns into the Hulk.
Yeah.
And they're all like awesome, and they spread him out through the movie. So it's like, here's the beginning. He's the Hulk. Awesome scene. Then you wait like 45 minutes or whatever. Hulk again. Then you wait another 30 minutes, and then here's the final fight scene. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Great movie. Yeah.
It's just what you want out of a Hulk movie.
Yep.
But now he's in She-Hulk, and he has a son, and he's smart, but he's dumb. He's smart and dumb.
Well, he's still the Hulk, so there's some dumb in him.
And he's but not as strong. Whatever.
Yeah.
It was fine in Endgame because they
It's better when he wasn't that because he's either really smart or really strong.
Yeah.
Now he's like a little of both, I guess.
he's on the spectrum for sure.
Kind of horny, apparently.
Definitely.
So that's all for fan questions. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast wherever you are listening or watching us. Follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Hollywood Hog Pod. Become a supporter of the show at patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. Where again, you could watch Loki with us.
Loki.
And next week, I've asked you guys to send in more horror films you want us to review. I personally would love to do Evil Dead 2 because it's been so long and that movie's so great.
Good.
Bruce Campbell,
It's-
Sam Raimi.
goddamn,
It's
I-
like hilarious, and
I am gonna.
I'm
nerd
down for
out.
that if you guys are.
I would
so.
nerd out so hard on Evil
Yeah.
Dead 2.
Yeah.
So there you go. We'll see you next week.
Boom.